Hi, I'm Rob MacIsaac. Today I'm here with
Barb Klassen, I'm the Trauma Program Manager.
And I'm Darren Hayes, I'm the Security and Helipad Manager.
and we're here today to talk about 3 things you should know about the helipad.
So Rob, the first thing you need to know is that this helipad is used for special circumstances. It's used for calls that come in that are critical. Of the 160 orange transfers that come to this helipad, over 100 of those, 135, are actually trauma. The other cases go to ICU for critical cardiac or critical burn.
The second thing you need to know about a rooftop helipad is that we have a fire suppression system that can be actually activated manually by the security staff in the event of an onboard fire.
So what other safety features should we know about?
And we have a fuel containment system. So in the event of a hard landing or a fuel spill of any kind, this helipad is designed to drain the gasoline, the fuel towards the trough system. This helipad is actually on a tilt. No, it's kind of hard to tell that by the naked eye, but it is on a tilt. And we have some berms that capture the fuel and channel it towards those drainage systems.
So what about ice and snow through the winter? How do you keep it safe and clear for landing?
Well, there's actually a heating system built under the helipad. It runs the entire surface of the helipad. Has a snow sensor, so on those days where there's the right conditions, either ice or snow, it'll actually melt the surface. Whenever a helicopter lands, actually does draw a lot of downdraft and potentially could push the exhaust into the air handling system. So we actually have a manual shutoff, which actually disables all air handling systems within the vicinity of the helipad.
The third thing that you need to know is that Orange is really the only organization that is authorized to use the helipad. So although a lot of Orange calls are from hospital to hospital, they do calls on scenes.
So when you say scene call, that would be like if there was an accident on the highway or something like that, they would go directly to the scene of the accident and collect the patient from there and bring them to us?
Yep, or if there's a critical case, we had an incident up in Flamborough at one point where Orange landed to help the paramedics and then move the patient directly from that location to us.
So those Orange paramedics must have a very special skill set to be doing what they do.
Yeah, they're very highly trained. They're trained as critical care paramedics, so they basically can transfer ICU patients on ventilators with all the skill sets that's needed in an ICU in the helicopter in a very tiny space.
Wow. So I know we call it the Hamilton General Hospital, but the truth is it's anything but a general hospital. There's so many specialized services at the General, none more so than the helipad and our trauma service. I think it's extraordinary that we're serving 2.5 million people with this really exceptional service that involves partnerships across the province in order to get patients here for us, Orange in particular, but ambulance dispatch, the federal government in terms of all those safety regulations that we heard about. So I think we're very privileged to have this service here in Hamilton and very privileged to be working with this extraordinary staff that takes care of patients when they're really at their sickest. That's it for today. So I got a letter from a member of the public complaining that the CEO was using a helicopter to get from site to site. Maybe just for the record, the CEO does not get to use this helipad.
The CEO does not get to use this helipad.